Hello, and welcome back to a big glass of garbage water as I rip open the bin liner and slurp the horrible juices from the bottom of the can. In Perfidious, Pete plays XCOM, The Long War 2. Pete, that doesn't sound like a very good drink. Why would you do that? Are you a little bitter? Yeah, I am bitter. I'm bitter about what happened to Louis C.K. last episode. Like his eponymous nipple, Lou, man, he got chewed up. And you know what? I place the blame not on myself because I am a blameless and holy creature. I place the blame squarely on the bullshit graze mechanic. 2 shots last episode, 2 can't miss shots. 2 shots with a 100% chance to hit, and both of them, grazes. Both of them turned into grazes. Now, I hate to rip off, I mean, I should have seen it coming. But I don't want to, Lou himself actually has predicted this. I don't want to rip off one of his lines, his jokes for his own eulogy, but he actually perfectly summarized what playing the Long War 2 is like. And I'm paraphrasing slightly here, but I think it went something like this. Lou was talking about optimism. Well, specifically he was talking about dating, but optimism. And he said, you've got to be an optimist to date. Or in this case, I'm going to rephrase, like I said, I'm paraphrasing. You've got to be an optimist to play Long War 2. No, wait, you gotta be stupid to play Long War 2. Stupid, that's what I meant. That's what optimism means. You know, it means stupid. An optimist is someone who looks at a mission and goes, hey, maybe something nice will happen. Why? Why the fuck would anything nice ever happen? What are you, stupid? And you're right, Lou, you're right. And yeah, you know what? I used to be stupid, Lou. I used to be. But now, not so much. The Long War has made me a wiser man, as much as I regret it. I'm older, I'm more bitter, I'm more cynical, I'm more jaded, but I'm definitely also wiser. In that, I'm not an optimist anymore, Lou. I'm not at all. Because I know that nothing nice will ever happen, ever again, ever. And if it does happen, even by accident, Pavonis, you know, they'll just be damn sure to fix that niceness in the next patch. They'll patch that niceness right the fuck out of there, don't worry. So we're gonna get back to scanning and bid Lou a fond farewell. And you know what, Louis? Let me thank you actually for being the lesson that made me a wiser man. A vastly more unhappy man, admittedly, but still a wiser man. The question then is, where should we be scanning right now? Actually, I want to hit the Haven Resistance very quickly and just check and see what we've got our resistance advisors doing in Eastern Africa here. Okay, 1 supply, 1 recruit, 3 on intel. This seems respectable. South Africa is liberated. What's everybody doing down here? One of you is hiding. We should probably not have you hiding. Why don't you be on intel? That gives us 1 recruit, 3 supply, intel. In a liberated region, I'm told, I don't know if I buy it necessarily because it sounds like a whole lot of bullshit, especially given our experiences thus far in the Long War, but I'm told that people that are recruited to liberated regions are vastly less likely to be faceless. We'll see. I have 5 hours to rescue a defector, extract a VIP from Advent City, okay? Baseline enemy activity is light to moderate. Well, call me crazy, but, I mean, this is a liberation mission, and there is no way in hell we're going to be able to actually do this in 5 hours. Why do we keep getting these missions with such low timers? We're scanning in this fucking region. What kind of... It's another scientist, too. Could we get an engineer here? You know, Pete, you talk a lot about the Long War and the RNG being able to force you into a lose state, and this seems like a fantastic example. You know what? Fuck it. No, I'm just ignoring that. And in fact, you know what? Fuck West Africa. I'm going to Eastern Africa. I'm shifting my paradigm. This seems to be like a primary example of exactly what I'm talking about here. We need engineers to sort of advance projects, and for whatever reason, we have had 2 engineers, 2 even opportunities for engineers, and we can't get any more. I'm getting bottlenecked a little bit here, and it's just by the fact that the mission's randomness keeps giving me fucking scientists. Additional point of damage when using guns. That's pretty good. Return fire's alright. Hard target I actively dislike. Maybe we'll let Lance Corporal Dennis Leary, just kind of chill for a minute. Let's see who else we could put into AW. Who can we spare is really more the question here to put into Advanced Weapons Center training, because we have a lot of very injured troopers. What can Joe Brand get? I mean, I really don't want to take Joe Brand out of action. Quick Draw's trash. Guardian's pretty good, but I don't really want to take Joe Brand out of action to give her Guardian so that she can have mad Overwatch with her SMG. Also Guardian then for a technical. Again, Don the Roastmaster Rickles. It's not terrible. It's just it's not a perfect synergy. Lewis Black, what do you got? None of these things are really especially good for Lou. Well, all right, Dave Attell, what do you got? Low profile is real good. Steady hands is also real good. 10 aim, 10 crit chance. I mean, both of these are excellent. Both of them only take 4 days. You know what? Let's go with let's try steady hands first for Dave. This should make Dave Attell's shots basically just can't miss. So are we really gonna abandon completely liberating Western Africa? We may circle back to it, but with Advent Strength at a 5, we failed like 2 liberation missions in a row. We keep getting one and I can't seem to get it to work. Plus, we got to continue spreading out our contract here. So what did this get us? Assign new research. We got 30 intel from a data pad decryption. That took 2 days. How many data pads do we have? I mean, we're going to need... It takes 5 days to decrypt one? 5 days of research time for 29 intel? I mean, yeah, we're desperate for intel, but what we need more than intel is supplies. Maybe we put our research time somewhere a little more important. Battle armor and mobile armor I'm not super interested in. We could research 5 Advent data pads, or we could just learn mag weapons. Advent robotics would also be potentially useful. We could a stun lancer autopsy takes 6 days, and I think that lets us upgrade our melee weapons, which I'm, very eager to do.
Serving as a civilian peacekeeping unit
not as eager as Dr. Tigan is, of course, to probe the bunghole of this stun lancer, and he's making the O face. He's got every time. It's just the O face. It's the look of shock and terror that lets you know that this person has been violated. That is the mouth of someone who has just discovered. They've just learned, wait a moment, I am, as we speak, at this moment, I am currently being violated. That's the face of someone who is, they're like, hey, wait a minute. 240 intel to make contact here. We can't do it. We're gonna need more supplies because at 240, we're gonna have to build a radio beacon here. And possibly we may need to build a radio beacon in Eastern Europe or Western Asia as well. Well, building radio beacons is not really that big of a drawback. I mean, we're going to want those anyway, just so that we can start getting continent bonuses. But they take a lot of supplies, man. Okay, so there's our resistance comms, which brings us back on. New staff is available. Yep, okay, let's view the facility here. That's nice. We have currently no need for the extra contact. We have picked up on that. What we need to do is put our 1 engineer here. I'd like to point out still only 2 engineers. Fucking RNG. Working on getting us some of these supplies so that we can maybe build a radio beacon. We're keeping an eye on the doom clock here, and we got a long way to go in a short time to get there. This is a real Smokey and the Bandit sort of situation. We need supplies. At the top of the next month, we can... A supply drop is in 8 days. We can go hit the black market and see if they're very interested in some stuff that we are likewise very interested in getting rid of. Rescue resistance rebels, free captured rebels, Operation Banish Sentinel. Okay, so what are we going to get out of here? Some resistance personnel. Okay, more resistance personnel. Okay, what else? Also resistance personnel. So it looks like we're going to pick up a lot of resistance personnel here. This is what you're, kind of feels like what you're trying to tell me here, Long War. You know, I actually think we can do this one. This is a jailbreak. For all of the resistance personnel we might ever... You know what? Bob Newhart, I don't actually think we need you. I'm pretty sure Joe Brand can handle this shit on her own. You got this, right, Joe? I mean, you're super fast, you got concealment, you're a mad infiltrating lunatic. I think we could pretty much just let you rumble on this one and handle this shit solo. Also, what we need to start finding are, like, leads so that we can get a chance to liberate We really got to get some liberation missions going. I need a freaking engineer here, Long War. You got to give me something to work with. Okay, a couple more people. We picked up some more resistance personnel. Okay, you know what? I'm never going to be upset about this. We got a security breach in Western Africa, but this is fine. This gives us an opportunity to go get rid of like 75 billion faceless. Operation Swamp Hound. Wait a minute. Yeah, this is, we're just supposed to, what are we doing here? I'm confused. This is just a faceless fight, right? Aren't we supposed to just go fight faceless here? We don't actually get to pick our team for this. Why is it making me move as though I'm gonna go? Yeah, I was gonna say, it's trying to like, you're trying to trick me, XCOM. You're trying to sucker me in. Oh, Pete, you can send a team over. No, I don't. I can, this is just resistance personnel. We can't do anything with this. Operation Swamp Hound. I mean, that's just a good dog. If your dog's willing to follow you into a swamp and, like, you know, fetch ducks or gators or something. Oh, we be hunting the gators down here, boy. I got me this old smell hound. He named Lukey. Lukey the smell hound. He loved the swamp. Boy, I shoot a gator in the face. Lukey, oh, he jump right in on that and drag that fucker right into the boat. Love me that Lukey. Every time we go out gator hunting, Lukey, he right there in the boat waiting to go. He's one of them old swamp hounds. Wish I had me a swamp hound. So, who do we got? Seizway Bangu. Alright, what do you got, Bangu? Shotgun. Alright, I like you already. Kamalo, SMG, like you, not a lot. Do double shotguns. Chike Ondede, who we know is a brutal, ruthless murder. Ondede makes aliens dead. We have already confirmed this. Balo, you got an SMG. Do we have anybody who just has an assault rifle? We have one person with an assault rifle. Old Zarina Hangana here. And Gilbert Quack Quack Godfrey shall lead them into the future. And lo, the Quack Quack shall lead them. I'm Gilbert Gottfried. Consider following me into battle. Not sure I would follow Gilbert Gottfried into water, but okay. We should really get one of our SMG guys up to do our forward scouting. They're going to have a much smaller detection radius. Vastly less likely that we accidentally run into trouble here. Ondede, I love you, and I love your shotgun. I'm telling you, Ondede, he makes aliens dead. We love that guy. Masambo, basically, you are rocking every kind of grenade that ever exists. So, I mean, that's something. Get follow up here. Okay, our one assault rifle unit is also the slowest. Zarina's, okay, alright, Hangana is rocking the club foot. That's fine. I mean, you know, just because she's got a club foot doesn't mean she can't live a full and fruitful life. It just means she's going to walk with a limp throughout the whole entire thing. But, hey, that's fine. You know, we'll get you a crutch or something. Maybe next time, speak up pre-mission. So that, you know, when you're club footing around there, I can, you know, try and offset that strategically. We could get you one of those sweet bionic legs or, I don't know, like a walker or something. I mean, there's got to be something we can do to help increase your mobility. We'll get you one of those fucking scooters. That's what we'll do. We'll get you a rascal. All you got to do is ask. Perfidious Pete, I'm not a selfish man. If you need a rascal to help navigate your way to the supermarket, you just tell the old Pete, I'll get you a rascal. I can rent you one, but you know, get those cheap.
Good copy. Moving on target.
Balo's still doing her whole scouting thing. See, Balo's got foot speed. She's not afraid to ask for a rascal. She'd be like, "No, I'm
I'm on the move.
got a bum foot here. Got a bad trotter. If I was a horse, they'd put me down. But since I'm a human, what do? I just be like, hey, you guys got any of them rascals up here? Could really use a rascal to help me get around. I'm telling you, Caesaringa, this is why you need the rascal. Everybody else is down off the top of the cliff already, and what are you doing? Still sitting up here on top of the cliff. Really wish Gilbert Gottfried had a little better weapon for this, but we're going to have to take what we can get. Okay, got some guys patrolling into us. Alright, officer, something else, and what appeared to be a drone. We can't skulljack the officer because we did not bring a specialist, and also I don't think we've built a skulljack yet. So what should our goal be? Really, we just want to try and get our shotgunners as close as they can to where the fight's going to break out. Set up a nice little ambush here and turn these guys into chunky slop. Chunky soup, Pete? No, chunky slop. I mean, I got nothing against chunky brand soup as far as your Campbell's products go. Chunky is, I feel, top shelf. It's way better than their garden variety soup, which I'm not gonna lie, garden variety Campbell's soup doesn't really blow my hair back. You have to apologize for the throat clearing there. I'm basically mostly mended up from my illness, but I still got like a little lingering sort of phlegm issues, and also, because I'm an idiot, before I recorded, I did eat a caramel. You know, professionalism is what I strive for in all things, and before doing vocal work, it's always best to eat caramels. Find that's a solid strategy if you want your voice to sound, you know, all clicky and disgusting. So Gilbert Gottfried, how do you not have squad sight shots on any of these guys is actually my question. I mean, you will from here, potentially, so that's fine. We can move you. We can't have you overwatch or anything. I guess we'll just have you hunker. If these guys would cooperate and move towards us, that'd be lovely. Or just cluster up to be easily grenadable. I mean, that's also acceptable. Alright, so Gilbert, 91% to crack that officer in the dome. 91% to crack that engineer as well. You know, based on our overall position, the officer might be, just starting off with that officer, might be our best bet. What could we do with Overwatch? I mean, we could put Gilbert on Overwatch, I suppose. But Gilbert, do you have Long Watch? I don't think he does. Gilbert Gottfried has Death from Above, he has Squad Sight, and he's damn good ground. So Gilbert Gottfried does not have Long Watch. Bangu can't really move. He'd be looking at taking a 59% Overwatch shot with his shotgun, which is not superb. 61% we could get here. And if we're going to pull the Overwatch ambush, we really want, like, everybody to be probably in full cover. Let's see what our percentage is like from here. Still 61. Okay, so let's put you on Overwatch. Bangu will put you on Overwatch. Chike Ondede makes aliens dead. 63% chance for Ondede. Only has a shot at the engineer. I'm still surprisingly comfortable with that. I think we bring Balo around the corner. Balo, what do you got? 70%. Okay. I mean, it's not fantastic, but it's respectable. We drop you into Overwatch. Hanga is actually good from here. And then I think we start things off here. Just a little bit of Gilbert Gottfried cracking people open. I think we go for the engineer because we could theoretically generate a kill on this guy. We can't kill the officer. Let's go for the kill. The engineer is also dangerous with those grenades. There it is, Gilbert Gottfried, one shot, one kill, true sniper action. Nice work, Gilby. That does also give him a Death from Above action. Not that that's going to be useful for us this turn. Man, our shotgunner's down here doing work. That's it, pod eliminated. Beautifully done, guys. I mean, that was freaking fantastic, actually. That was a perfectly executed Overwatch ambush. I guess Gilbert Gottfried will just go ahead and reload that. All right. I mean, what else can I say other than hell's yeah? That was basically textbook right there. We Thunderdomed him. 3 men entered and no man leaved. So let's go ahead and try and grab this loot. We don't have anybody who's concealed anymore because unfortunately we don't have a Phantom. Which means we're going to want to be very, very cautious with how we advance throughout the rest of this mission. And we have no timer here, so we can take our time. We can slow play this. I really didn't intend to leave you just standing out in the middle of nowhere with no cover. Was actually not at all my intent.
Let's do this.
Enemies are going to come to investigate those sounds, so we're going to want to try and be on Overwatch if we can. We're just going to very slowly advance under a cover of abundance of Overwatch. Haranga, don't think I didn't notice the deadly accuracy with which you delivered that shot back there. I know I've been making fun of your club foot, but if you can make up for the club foot by being a supremely dead-eye shot, then that's okay. Speed is not one of your gifts, and that's fine. If speed is not your gift, you have something else to contribute to the project, and I was wrong for belittling you earlier, and you know what? It takes a big man to admit when he's wrong, and Perfidious Pete is not a big man at all, because you still got a fucking club foot. It doesn't matter how good of a shot you are. Go ahead and reload with Balo. Even if we do lose Balo's Overwatch, we're not really giving up a whole hell of a lot there. Let's go ahead and reload here with Hangana as well. And Gilbert, I think we'll just have you go ahead and hunker down. Our goal with Gilbert Gottfried is mostly just to sit back here and provide long-range fire support. Alright, Gilbert is sorted. So, we got some enemies back in this region. I don't suppose we could do the old tile trick to figure out where those enemies are specifically, because it looks like maybe one of them is right around here somewhere. Or that's a log. The other explanation could just be a log. Pretty sure it's actually just a log. So we want to be very careful with how we advance because we don't really want to activate that pod. So let's take Kamalo around the corner. Yeah, Kamalo's still good. Drop Kamalo into Overwatch. Bangu, let's just bring you up here. I don't want to forego my Overwatch now. Everybody's fully reloaded. We could have guys walking around the corner at pretty much any moment. So we want to conserve Overwatch here as best we can. Balo, your Overwatch is probably the least important, but I'm still going to drop you into it. Hangana, you reloaded. Over here. Overwatch for you. Putting Gilbert Quack Quack Gottfried in Overwatch at this point is basically useless because, again, Gilbert does not have long watch, so let's have Gilbert Gottfried advance. We're going to want him shooting up from this little mesa that we're sort of surrounding. Splitting my forces on either side of the mesa, though, seems like a terrifically terrible idea. But again, we're not in any rush. We can take our time on this one. Bangu, just there you go, buddy. And I'm so convinced that splitting my forces is a bad idea. I'm actually just gonna stop doing it. For once, Perfidious Pete's gonna realize that he's doing something stupid, and then he's just gonna stop doing it. Normally, when I realize I'm doing something stupid, I just stubbornly double down on it. That's my normal method. I call it the KFC way. I stubbornly double down on an idea that is tragically bad. Not today, though. Today, this tiger's finding some new spots. Is there any cover on top of this mesa, speaking of changing our ways? Yeah, I mean, we got some spots where Gilbert could shoot from. You gonna go up there this turn? Hell no, I'm not. So those guys seem to be getting progressively further away. We could take Gilbert Gottfried to the top of this mesa, but he definitely activates a pod if we do that. The question is, are we comfortable with Gilbert Gottfried activating a pod? I think the answer is no. Well, doesn't matter. Alright, well, Hangana found the Faceless. Good work, I guess. Also, she seems to be really, really confused because she is absolutely frozen in place. Multiple Faceless are transforming, but no one is surprised by this because our entire base is composed exclusively of Faceless. I mean, there's nothing else in our entire team. They're all Faceless. This is a little more enemy resistance in one turn that I would have liked to have seen, though. So we got two Faceless, these two jackasses, an officer, and the drone. We could take shots at the Faceless, but shooting at Faceless is actually sort of a objectively bad idea. We could flashbang. What can we catch with a flashy? We get one Faceless and the officer. The question is, how do we deal with this now that now that the jig is up? We can bring Gilbert Gottfried up here and have him hunkered down. Is there an access point? Yeah, we take Gilbert Gottfried up there, and one of those Faceless is just going to rush him. Gilbert Gottfried does not have any grenades either, which kind of licks. So we can bring Gilbert over here and have him hunkered down. You know what? That's actually not a terrible idea. Let's bring Gilbert over in a flanking position and just have him hunkered down. And then, since the enemy is going to have to come to us, I sort of feel like our best bet is to try and make them come through a whole bunch of Overwatch. So we're going to have you Overwatch. We definitely want our shotgun guys on Overwatch here. So we bring Ondede around the corner. Ondede, Overwatches. Balo, you, I want... I kind of want to have you throw a flash. We've got to get the officer for sure with the flashbang. I don't... Yeah, I like that plan. So Hangana has shots, but just proactively shooting at a faceless, they're likely gonna heal. I'm tempted to take a crack at that drone. I think what we may do instead of taking a shot at the drone is throw a frag at the drone. The drone is probably going to move first. So we want to make it so that any subsequent Overwatch shots we have, those follow-up Overwatch, we get as much mileage out of those as we can. We want to make sure that the first Overwatch shot kills that drone. And that just leaves us Balo. Balo, I think we're gonna... I mean, you have bad cover. And that, like, you're gonna get flank shot from where you are. We could take you up top, I suppose, and have you flip a grenade from here, but... I don't know if I like being that close to the idea of being that close to the faceless. I kind of don't. I'm concerned, though, that if I move you back, which is sort of what I want to do, you're not going to be able to flashbang the officer anymore, and that's really all I want you to do is flashbang the officer.
Alright, I'll go.
Yeah, see, that's exactly what I was trying to avoid. Well, I mean, we can flashbang the drone for no purpose. I really just want the officer flashbang. The faceless don't have ranged attacks, so they're irrelevant. Advent officer is disoriented. I would have loved to have caught one of those faceless in this as well. Okay. Perfect. Brilliant miss. Fantastic miss follow-up. Oh, great shooting, guys. All of our Overwatch got wasted on the same fucking drone and none of you hit it. That's perfect. Well, that couldn't have gone better. I mean, if I had deliberately plotted this out myself, that's exactly how I would have done it. Double moves, then we're going to get out of both of these faceless. They're going to come rushing up on us. We have probably enough shotgun action to take care of these guys. Although, I mean, this 20 health in one turn, that's a pretty big ask. Okay, 24% chance to hit from the flashbanged officer. That guy took a double move. So, we could take a desperation shot at that officer with Gilbert Gottfried. That does not seem extraordinarily useful. We are still in full cover, and if any of these units has to survive the turn, the drone is the one we want to do that with. 83% chance for 4 to 7 damage with an 11% chance to crit. That critical percentage is very bad. Okay, Kamalo, you're not going to be able to do much of shit. So how do we prosecute this? Okay, I think first thing we're going to do, Bangu, I want you to take the shot at the faces. Okay, 6 damage is not fantastic, but it is some damage, so it's not the end of the world. Ondede. Ondede makes aliens dead. This is what we know about Ondede. We're going to move him back. Pete, how come you're going away from the faceless? You're actually making your shots more challenging. That's true. And why aren't you just killing one faceless? Because I have a plan that could potentially kill both of these faceless. Ugh, Hangana, girl, you ain't got much to give here, do you? So Hangana is basically stuck with a double move and really doesn't even have like a quality place to do that. So we're going to have Hangana vacate completely. Then we've got Kumalo here who can frag these guys. This theoretically kills one. It could kill them both. It's probably not going to. Well, alright, we left one man with 1 health. But that's okay. That's why we got our boy Balo back here, who has a 70% shot. Give me the hit here. Alright. I was gonna say, even if it's a graze, we're okay. And that leaves us Gilbert Gottfried, who can't do much of shit. We could move him into, like a better flanking position. Let's try that. Gottfried, bring you around. And we're still just going to have you hunker down. Okay, this officer probably hits someone. He maybe scores a kill here. There's really very little we can do about it. We're taking damage from the drone. Comes the stunner. Stunner doesn't even do damage. Not that we're concerned about taking damage here. We just don't want people killed. So one of our units has been stunned. That guy's going to get marked, and then he's going to shoot at that marked unit. Nope, going on Overwatch. Alright, well, we've managed to keep that guy relatively locked down. So, Gilbert Gottfried, what do you got? Still fuck all nothing, huh? Perfect. I was hoping you wouldn't be able to do shit for the entire mission. That's what I was be like, you know, if Gilbert Gottfried could just come along and not do anything at all, it'd be really good. Well, Gilbert, I really don't feel like we could leave you there. You have a flank shot, but you have no way to follow up on said flank shot. We do have a man who is on Overwatch. That Overwatch is admittedly a problem. It was 74% chance to hit that drone, which is bad. Chike on Dede, 69% chance to hit that drone. Somebody's got to get rid of that Overwatch for me. You have already used your grenade. So I think we're going to have this guy go for the make a play for the drone. You come over here and be in bad cover, hurl a grenade, possibly kill the drone. We could have Gilbert Gottfried hunker down where he is, but then he's just going to get flanked and shot by that man. We do not want that. So I think we have Gilbert Gottfried just fall back. Which means one of these guys had... Well, it can't be you, because you can get a flank... How is that not a flank shot? How is that not a flank shot? I thought you would be able to get a flank shot at the officer, but apparently you cannot. Huh. Alright, Chike, can you flashbang this man? No, Chike can't even hit him with the flash! Alright then. Wow. Okay. On Dede. Bangu. Flash him. And I guess we're gonna have to have Ondede maybe make a move on the drone? I mean, Balo can't really do much of anything for us here. He could move up high. You know what? This is actually not a bad play for Balo. He might be able to shoot this man in the brain. You can see him. 65% chance to hit him. Probably isn't going to be able to kill him, but you know what he can do? Is this. Just walk up here and roll one off the hill. That was a really good grenade. Nice job. Then we bring, I think we just bring Ondede over here now that the Overwatch is lifted, and we have him go ahead and shotgun the drone. 93%. Drone go down. GK Ondede makes aliens dead. This guy does not fuck around, guys. And Kamalo, then we're going to bring you forward and just drop you into Overwatch. So we got 2 units in full cover against the disoriented guy. I'd be worried about him throwing a grenade at us if he wasn't disoriented. Taking a 12% chance to hit. I'm not really sure how you're about to get burnt to a crisp. You're well above that fire. Like, well above it. All I really want out of Gilbert Gottfried this turn is for him to be in a tile where he can see that officer. He has a squad... You know what? Squad sight is good enough.
What's over there?
Because really all I'm looking for is this. I would like him to hollow target that man. Give us bonuses to hit and bonuses to critical against that guy. And then we can have one of the good guys here, one of Team Awesome, as they're come to call, like, you know, in the last few seconds. We have one member of Team Awesome just come up and try and blow this guy into chunklets. Close-ish range with a shotgun. 32% chance to hit is actually miserable. We are in full cover, I suppose, so, I mean, there's that. Why is your hit percentage so bad? Alright, Chike, if we bring you up here, you could flash him, which is exactly what you're going to do. I was about to say Chike could come up here and throw the flashbang at him, or we could have Chike try something a little more aggressive, but to hell with aggressive. Not today. We're going to bring Kamalo around. Kamalo does have a smoke grenade as well, which we're going to use. Smoke up our 2 units here. Smoke them if you got them, boys! And Balo. Anywhere you move, you get set on fire, huh? Perfect. Love it when the game does this, by the way. Absolutely love this mechanic when the game just decides that we get to be on fire. Why do you so salty about that? Well, because fire, we have effectively 1 turn to kill this man. Because if we set ourselves on fire, and at this point we have no choice but to be set on fire, that fire could do 3 damage on our turn, and then it could also do another I mean, if it does any damage on the following turn, we're fucking screwed. So this guy is pinned down by a bunch of Overwatch. We have potential flank shots from 2 sources next turn. And he's going to hunker down. And probably, yeah, see? So we have to kill this man this turn, and not only do we have to kill him this turn, we also have to hope that when we do kill him, that it's the end of mission. Otherwise, that guy's gonna burn to death. I don't want to watch a man burn alive. So we give Gilbert Quack Quack Godfrey, goes for the hollow target. I'm gonna send in my boy here with his shotgun. And I don't think we mess around on this one. I think we go balls in. Balls to the wall, as it were. Shotgun to the back, 50% chance to crit. He can't even dodge this, so we don't even have to worry about that shit getting turned into a graze. But what we do have to worry about is our guaranteed hit with a huge critical bonus getting turned not into a graze, but instead getting its stupid bullshit turned from a critical into a regular hit. Although I suppose we could have just maybe failed to roll. I'm still salty. I'm less salty about that, though, now that we have shot that man in the brain. Positive confirmation, area secured. Our little flaming friend back here is going to wind up not being dead. And we have done it. Faceless have been purged from the Haven. Everything is beautiful. Everything is good. It's a lovely day in the neighborhood. Unless you're one of Mr. Rogers' puppets, in which case it's probably not a lovely day in the neighborhood. It's probably another day in the neighborhood with you getting savagely fucked by a man in a cardigan. And if you don't think Professor... I call him Professor. I'm sure somebody probably made him an honorary professor at some point. But if you don't think Mr. Rogers was mouth-fucking all of his puppets, come on. How naive are you? The land of make-believe? The only thing that Mr. Rogers liked to make-believe is that, you know, those puppets, he liked to make-believe about what kind of dirty, dirty, dirty girls they were in the off-season. And he also liked to make-believe about how great it felt to have their delicious, moist puppet mouths working his cock. Sick fucker. It's just... Mr. Rogers was a sick, sick man. Also makes you feel really sorry for the puppeteers that worked on that show, because you know that when they shoved their hands in those puppets every day, they knew what had been soaking that fabric on the other side. It'd be like, oh man, shove my hand in a puppet and it's all damp again. Rogers has been mouth fucking at it. You know what? Can I get a new puppet in here? Going down to the props department and just requesting a new puppet. So, Phantom is intriguing. Deadshot, I think, is objectively bad. Long Watch is really what we're looking for here. We could have gotten some pretty good use out of Long Watch on this mission. Gilbert Quack Quack Godfrey going to be the only man even qualified for an upgrade here. The scope is a nice pickup. The stock I don't give a shit about. We'll probably be selling some of those. We also picked up a couple trooper corpses, a faceless corpse, and a couple drone wrecks as well. We can sell those or render them down, as the case may be. But that we'll have to start our wholesale moving of alien corpses and wholesale slaughter, hopefully, of Advent next episode. If you enjoyed this one, feel free to drop a like down in the comments section. Of course, your support really means a lot. And if you'd like to hear me shit on fond childhood memories of yours about how Mr. Rogers did unspeakable thing with his puppets, you might consider subscribing, because pretty much a daily basis here. Right now, though, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.